welcome again to the PCIV Ventures Pennovation Works Showcase. I am Danita Henderson, and I'm the Managing Director here at Pennovation Works. If you don't know, Pennovation Works is a 23-acre innovation hub with a distinctive blend of offices, labs, and production space. Our state-of-the-art facilities house more than 70 companies and a very robust community made up of researchers, industry partners, and entrepreneurs, all working to solve real-world problems and translate inventiveness into viable ventures. So whether there's an innovator at a single bench here in our incubator facility, working on proof of concept, or a mature research and development company with dozens of employees, what we like to say is that Pennovation Works is the place where ideas go to work. So this afternoon, we are here to celebrate those ideas and the brilliant innovators that are bringing those ideas to life. I think many of the innovators gathered here would agree that they would not be where they are today without the invaluable support and resources offered by the Penn Center for Innovation Ventures team. Leading the PCIV team is Executive Director Michael Poisel. Michael is a tireless champion for innovation and entrepreneurs throughout our ecosystem. And I personally can't thank him and the PCIV team enough for all they do to support the Pennovation community. So we can give them a hand. So I'll close my brief welcome by welcoming you again to PCIV's and Pennovation Works Showcase. And I ask you all to join me in welcoming Michael Poisel to the stage. Michael.
Thank you, Danita. We appreciate everything the whole Pennovation team does to work with us and to help us accomplish our mission, which is so incredible. And this has been an interesting year for us. Certainly everyone knows it's been a challenging year in terms of raising money, but for us and our team, it's been interesting that we've gotten to meet so many new friends. We've had to say goodbye to some of our past friends. Mike Dishowitz is here tonight, who was on our team for 8 years, and we love him and miss him every day. But we've had a chance to meet so many new people. So I have 2 new members of my team this year. Actually 3, sorry, there are 3 new members now. We have Melissa Lopez-Anton, who's come. I hope everybody has a chance to meet her tonight. Yi Chen should be here, and everybody get a chance to meet her. They're both new portfolio managers in working with me and helping us to manage the companies, along with Bhavana Mohanraj. Bhavana has also gone through a transition this year of her moving down to North Carolina and being fully remote. So my team has gone through a lot of that transition, but then also even for our Pennovation team, and Jamie taking on a broader role within Pennovation itself, and Danita coming on board, and us bringing on the 76 Forward team as now being a part of Penn, as a part of Danita's team now with Edward Bell and Kirsten King as well. So we're so lucky to have incredible new friends to work with and new people, and from that standpoint, this year has been fantastic. In terms of the companies, it's certainly been a challenging year for fundraising. We're leaning heavily into grants as the venture community is holding on to a lot of their money, and doing a lot in the angel community work as well to bring in capital for the companies, and that's been working for them. But it's important for us to keep these companies going. And unbelievably, in the midst of this challenging time, we've actually been successful this year on the exit side. So we will be announcing soon that we have 2 companies that are about to be acquired, and it's exciting for us from that standpoint. One of them is going to be, if they can get this done, very successful. So it's exciting from that standpoint for us as well. So it's been a challenging year in many ways, but also an incredible year because we get to meet so many new people and bring more people into the fold. And even that applies to the companies, some moving in and some moving out. It's always something that happens here in the incubator. We're going to have transition. But it is an exciting time, and we're going to have lots of things going on here for the future of our site. We're going to have new buildings hopefully soon and a parking garage. So this campus continues to transform as well. So with that, I will conclude my remarks. I need to keep them sweet and short. But I want to bring on, we're going to have a couple of presentations, and the next one we're going to have is from the CEO of Serospectus, and that's Kamna Gary Patel. And if we can find Kamna, come on, oops, here we go, Kamna here, and she can give her presentation.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's so exciting to be here. Thank you so much for coming. I would like to take the opportunity to thank Mike, Melissa, and the rest of the PCI team for giving us this opportunity to talk about my new world called Serospectus and its novel technology. So I'd like to take a few moments to talk about my own adventure and what brought me here. I want to say thank you to Pavna. She asked me last year in November to come to this showcase, and I met many of you guys at the time, and I was converted, and I jumped into this team, and I'm part of the team, and I've been asked to present. So thank you so much for this. This is called Influencing the New Entrepreneur. So this is a charming team, so thank you. All right, so let's talk about my adventure. So I have been in many different industries. I come from aviation industry, come from a family, we love planes. If you are on a Zoom call with me, you will see a big collection of planes in the back. Very inspiring. Unfortunately, my mother was very ill, so I ended up changing gears and I started working in the healthcare industry, spent some time there. 20 plus years ago, medical device industry was just emerging, and it was a perfect place for Kamna to leverage her engineering and clinical experience. You all will be wondering, how old is she? I promise you, I'm young at heart, and I'm ready to take this challenge to taking Serospectus and its novel technology to the next level. These three industries have given me a lot of experience and prepared me to the role that I'm taking on, whether to innovate differently or how to create patient-centric solutions, how to make risk-based decisions, how to navigate in a difficult situation with the team and keep them motivated and inspired, and I'm looking forward to being in that space. My experience has been with the team over the years, developing products for patients. My mother has been my inspiration, and I never forget that, and I want to inspire others to remember the patients all over there, and what we do is very, very satisfying. So let's talk about Serospectus. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce our inventor, founder, and chief medical officer, Dr. Brian Picanis. Very, very dedicated, passionate physician. Actually, he's working right now. I asked him to come and join us, but he had an emergency case, so he couldn't be here with us. But he is an associate professor of radiology and neurosurgery at the hospital and member of many Penn Medicine program. He's also a co-PI for 9 different gene therapy clinical trials that are going on, and he is a world expert in suboccipital puncture technique, which I'm going to talk about. This is his vision. He restarted this technique that used to be used in 1920s. It has some limitations also, and that's why he came up with this catheter and the idea. Setting the stage, we are a medical device company, and our goal is to develop a multi-lumen catheter that can be used to deliver gene therapy in cisterna magna, and it does have a visual capability so that we can do safely and reliably. We are pioneering into a very brand new space called cisterna magna. I will show you a picture. We are leveraging intervention neuroradiology and endovascular neurosurgery techniques, and our end goal is to enable more physicians to perform the procedure more safely and easily. So what is the emerging clinical need? Different studies have shown that cisterna magna is a sweet spot. It's an ideal site to have gene therapy infused to have the most impact for brain-related disorders. Currently, suboccipital needle puncture access is used, which can be challenging and dangerous. Only 40 people all over the world are trained, and they are trained by Dr. Picanis. So this is where he came up with this technology that I'm going to show you, and designed it so that it can be used more safely and easily. So this is the solution. So the solution is a 4 French catheter, which is minimally invasive. It does have 4 lumens, which are preloaded with guide wires and steering wires to be able to navigate effectively. And it does have a navigation system, which has a video camera at the end, which allows the physician to be able to see the whole spinal canal when you enter the body from the lumbar axis and weave all the way to the base of the brain, which is where the cisterna magna is. Infuse the gene therapy, do your procedure, remove the whole combination, and then patch up the patient with a Band-Aid, and you are done. So what are the clinical applications? Esperanza catheter, which means delivery of hope, is with the navigation system. It is a platform technology. We are staying focused first on the gene therapy delivery for patients like Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's, or spinal muscular atrophy. And there are other applications that we will be looking at. Our route is going to be de novo. There are no other predicate device out there. So pathway is going to be a little bit challenging, but we're looking forward to it. And then we will do other indication as well, which could be treatment of other central nervous diseases, such as brain aneurysm, arteriovenous shunts, brain tumors, and other spinal diseases. Other application could be the treatment of respiratory or diagnosis of respiratory diseases or urinary system. And lastly, if someone needs to access the cisterna magna for immunotherapy or chemotherapy, there is a device and a methodology available. Some of the key accomplishments, of course, establish the company as a standalone, design of proof of concept, which has been completed, international patents have been filed, and of course we have a business strategy and a marketing plan and a regulatory strategy at a high level, and we need to get alliance with FDA soon to make sure they're up to par and get their blessing. We do have a data room, and of course we're in the process of generating different fundraising to keep the momentum going on this technology development. Next step, fundraising, and marketing the device. As I had mentioned earlier, this is not a standard of care right now. This is an emerging market, emerging end use. So we need to make sure we prime the system with information and the data. Of course, once we get the funding in and keep the momentum going, we'll do product development, clinical studies, and all the submissions, and set the company for potential licensing and M&A with either pharmaceutical gene therapy company or a medical device. All this cannot happen without a wonderful, dedicated, and hardworking team. So I'd like to take the moment to thank many of you guys who are in this room. We would not have come this far if we would not have your support and guidance. So first of all, thank you, PCI Ventures team. Melissa, you answer a lot of my questions. You give me a lot of feedback. I love the push and tug. So thank you so much. And I know the rest of the team supports you from behind the scene. And you have been helping me with all the pitch deck and all the resource allocation and all the grants and et cetera, et cetera. I also want to take the opportunity to thank Katie Luther's team as well. She's part of the Penn Health Tech. They were originally involved with Dr. Buchanan's with the Accelerator Medical Program, initial funding support and concept development. And as you can see, I listed, we have many, many students who are helping us. If you are in the audience, thank you so much for supporting us on the business side, engineering side, clinical side. It takes many people's effort to make this happen, so thank you so much. And the legal team, Lena has been helping us with that, and I appreciate all the support I have been given. I want to take a pause. As you can see, I talk fast. So some reflections. This is a new world for me as well, for the team. For me, it's been inspiring, very energetic to see a true synergy of medicine, science, engineering, and business coming together, and I'm excited to be part of this. Most of the action items have my name on it. I miss the old team because I used to have big teams with me. I'm learning to manage through all that. So it's been a poignant moment. I'm sure some of the entrepreneurs will relate to that. I'm building the plane while I'm flying, actually. Networking is critical. Every network events have been very useful for us. It just gives me more context because it's a totally different ecosystem. I come from large corporations. And then stay persistent and ask for help. In closing, I want to share with you my favorite quote. I think it's relevant to all of us as entrepreneurs, pioneers, and as leaders. When everything seems to be going against you, remember that the plane takes off against the wind, not with it. So I wish you all the best for your flying journey. Thank you so much for listening to me.
Thank you, Kamna, for a wonderful talk and sharing your journey with us. To conclude our evening now, I am thrilled to present the 2023 CEO of the Year Award. This award is presented by PCIV to an entrepreneur who exemplifies our mission and has made tremendous progress against their goals and against building the vision of their company. And so this year, our CEO of the Year is Eric Corkhill, the CEO of Neuralert Technologies. Before Eric gets to say his few words, there's just a couple words I need to say. I have worked with Eric for many years now. He is phenomenal. He's dedicated himself to Neuralert, to changing lives, to changing the world. And he does it with a smile on his face and with grace, and I'm very, very thankful to work with him. So.
Thank you. Well, good afternoon. I could give you my pitch deck blindfolded and probably in my sleep, but these comments, I actually have to look at some notes. So let me first thank the Pennovation Works for hosting this, and most importantly, for the PCI Ventures group that has been the inspiration, has breathed life into the ideas of the companies around here. We all owe them a phenomenal debt, and thank you. You have been a life-saving service to me as CEO, as I'm sure as you all to everybody here. This is an honor, and it's also a humbling experience because, quite frankly, I am blessed. I am blessed to be able to work with a phenomenal team of people that are intelligent, way more than I, but also on a product that has such potential to save millions and millions of lives. So I'm going to give you a 2-minute background about who I am, and then I'm going to talk about this great product called Neuralert Technologies. I have been in healthcare since 1980. I've been doing startups since 1997. This is my 6th startup. I have been blessed with a couple of pretty successful. We've had 5 exits in the past. And but all of those companies, they may have helped a couple 100,000 nurses or doctors. Neuralert has so much more impact because what we do is we detect stroke. Now, why is that important? 1 out of 4 people, that's 1.5 billion people living today are going to have a stroke, but stroke is treatable if you can detect it in time and get treatment protocols to that patient. And that is the mission of Neuralert. So what is Neuralert? It's a medical device. It's a pair of wristbands that monitor arm movement, but specifically asymmetry in arm movement, because stroke, like face drooping or speech slurring, arm asymmetry is one of the classic indicators of a stroke. So being able to constantly monitor that and being able to alert clinical staff that there is a stroke that has occurred so they can speed that life-saving treatment, that's what we do. So how do we do it? So we have a pair of bands on the wristbands, on the arms, and they're basically monitoring asymmetry. They communicate the data up to a cloud-based algorithm that is able to separate wheat from chaff, because who's right-handed here? Well, guess what? You move your right hand more than your left, that's asymmetry. So what we had to do is have an algorithm that is able to differentiate normal asymmetry from stroke-based asymmetry, and the algorithm can do that. And they can do it and detect stroke in as little as 15 minutes and only has a single false alarm per patient per day, which is, from a nursing standpoint, wonderful news, because we're not causing them undue burden to their workflow or taking them away from other patients. So this is a phenomenal opportunity for us. And again, this algorithm not only is able to differentiate normal asymmetry, but it works when the patient is asleep. It doesn't matter whether the stroke happens on your left or right side, whether the patient is right-handed or left-handed. it is invariant to all of those complications associated with stroke. Now, being able to detect stroke in 15 minutes in a hospital, well, does that really matter? Yes. You know why? Because the median time to detect a stroke in a hospital is 5 hours. So 15 minutes versus 5 hours, that's why the FDA designated us a breakthrough technology 2 years ago, and why Time Magazine selected us as one of the best inventions of 2022. So I am extremely passionate about this. Being able to help 1.5 billion people is something that you wake up at 2 in the morning and you just want to go to work. So, and I have, again, the opportunity of working with a phenomenal team. As I said, they're much smarter than I. Many of them are here today. Co-founder, Dr. Stephen Massey, he is a neurologist specializing in stroke at Penn. He is the brainchild behind this. He is the inspiration, and he is the passion that drives our development of this product. He also happens to be the chair of the American Hospital Association Get With The Guidelines Committee, which is the committee that establishes the identification protocols and best practices for stroke identification and stroke treatment that is used throughout the world. Not here is our other co-founder, Dr. James Weinberg, PhD in computer science, an expert in signal processing. He's the author of our algorithm, which is patent pending. Deb Anson, our CTO, is a brilliant, wonderful, funny as heck guy that has immense experience in medical device and wearable products. Also on our team over here, Stephanie Cummings is our clinical research coordinator. She is the face of Neuralert to every single patient that has gone through our clinical studies today, is the one that will be educating the nurses when we start our FDA clinical trial at Penn next year. And Bhavna has been my glue. She has been, and by the way, not to Melissa, thank you for your interim period of time, but Bhavna, you have been my saving grace. You've kept me straight and narrow. You've kept me organized. You've helped me with fundraising. I can't thank you enough. My success is predicated upon your assistance. So thank you. Speaking of team, one other member of the team, not a Neuralert team, but my wife is here, who has been married to me for 40 years, 25 years in startups. I don't know why she doesn't have gray hair all over her head, because I've been a handful to deal with doing 6 different startups. So my love, thank you. I appreciate your support and your guidance, and you've been my rock. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Eric. We're so lucky to have you. So that concludes our remarks for the evening. We want to thank everybody for coming. We want to allow everybody to have lots of time to network and meet everybody here. As everybody has said tonight, we can't do this alone. It takes everybody in our network to be able to do this together. And I'm so blessed to have so many wonderful friends here, and even some friends who just got here. It's just so exciting for me, and it's just a wonderful blessing to have all of you here tonight. So thank you for coming.